The Supreme Court of Nigeria has reserved judgment in the suits filed by the 36 state governors seeking order of the Apex Court to compel the federal government to take up funding of capital projects for state high courts, Sharia courts of appeal, and customary courts of appeal. The states also sought order of the Apex Court for another order of the Supreme Court to compel the federal government to pay them 66 billion naira, being an amount they have so far expended on spent capital projects for the three courts in their respective suits. The panel of 7 justices, led by Justice Mohammed Jatto, held that the three courts are the courts of the Federation, and as such, the funding of their capital project should flow from the Consolidated Revenue Fund of the Federation. The lawyer of the state, Augustine Aligi, argued that the salaries and monuments of the judges of the three courts are being paid by the federal government, and that Section 81 of the 1999 Constitution should be invoked to place the responsibility of funding their capital projects at the doorsteps of the federal government. However, the Attorney General of the Federation, represented by Tijani Ghazali, vehemently opposed the request of the state and urged the Apex Court to dismiss the request of the state.
The jackboot of the governor and the president, commander-in-chief. But this decision will show that the people who framed our Constitution of 1999 had good intentions for both the states and the federal, had the good intentions for the common man.
The Constitution is explicit. The Federation is just to bear allowances and salaries, not capital expenditure. So, but as you know, it has been argued. We are waiting for the wisdom of our noble laws. That's just my position.
We are of the view that federal courts are different from state courts. It is the state's responsibility to take care of state high court, customary court of appeal, and Sharia court of appeal, and for the federal government to take care of Supreme Court, Court of Appeal, National Industrial Court, Federal High Court, FCTI Court. So they are shifting the responsibility to us, and we are saying no, it is their responsibility. So obviously we await the judgment of the court.
Arguments have been canvassed in court. The Supreme Court has taken argument on all sides and reserved judgments. So, but it's important to make the point that prior to the enactment of the 1999 Constitution, the practice was that states bore the responsibility for this court. So that mischief was cured by the coming into being of the 1999 Constitution. But because we have become ingrained in that practice, so nobody paid attention to the mischief which the 1999 Constitution was meant to cure. So that practice of putting the responsibility on the state to fund both the current and capital expenditure of the judiciary, even the courts in the states, although established by Section 6 of the Constitution, remained with the states. But the states have now pushed their case before the Supreme Court to say, no, Supreme Court, you need to make a definite and definitive pronouncement on this issue so that the federal government will be alive to its responsibility.